YTPC, it's Padre. Back in 2019 and 2020, Mark VV and I did a series on the Boswell English Sampler, exclusively for BRTV. I'm happy to now have that series available on YouTube, and I hope you enjoy it. You really gonna let me do my thing this week? All right. No pre-show banter.
No, this should be serious. Needs to be a very serious conversation.
Coming to you via the virtual airwaves of BRTV from the Big Easy in Louisiana, bringing you his philosophy and insight on life and all things pipe and premium tobacco related. Please welcome your host, Padre Piper.
BRTV, Padre.
And Mark X.
It's got a new name again. Coming to you via the virtual airwaves of the interwebs. Video number 3? Video number 3. We are smoking through the sample. Smoking through the sampler. You know, my last pipe was... Are you okay? You're going to be able to do this.
I'm having some trouble. I'm easily amused. Remember this.
My last pipe was 1 week ago this evening, right around this time.
Oh, that cold, huh? That pesky cold.
And I said, I think I have a little allergy flare-up going on. 14 fever seizures later. No. But if you don't mind, I just realized I'm going to get a little comfy.
So you can breathe.
All right. So we're smoking through the sampler. This is a series exclusive content for Briar Report Television. By the way, so we're recording this, it's like a week's lag from when we record a video and when it goes up on BRTV, because this is a series and it's very high quality production.
Takes a lot of time.
It does. I mean, we have to send it out to Hollywood and all that kind of stuff.
And we were here at least for an hour before this. Just
absolutely.
Kind of hashing out all the details.
Because Phil expects that of us. So, where the hell was I going with that? Okay, so today when we're filming this is actually Friday the 13th. But this won't be up, like tomorrow. Like, video 2 is not even up yet. It won't go up till tomorrow, I think.
Correct.
At what time?
9 a.m.?
How do you know that? I'll tell you how he knows that, because he subscribes to BRTV Guide. Right? Isn't that nice? Let me show you this. Pardon me getting up. But do you see that? Did you recognize the cover? Did you even look at the cover?
No, I saw it.
Did you recognize the picture?
I did. Well, it's a Christmas tree.
What else is in there?
The mug, the Briar Report mug.
Yeah.
And some stuff from Padre.
That's my stuff. It says right here, Padre Piper, Renaissance Man.
Mm-hmm. He is a Renaissance man after
Renaissance Man. I'm changing my channel name. Jambalaya Piper. You didn't read it, did you? You didn't read it. They went through the effort. They went through the effort of giving an entire one-page article about me.
I have not read the article. No, I saw the email and I flipped through it and
you're in here too.
Am I?
Yeah, they mention you by name.
We're gonna pause this. I'm gonna go ahead and read it.
Yes, because you have to. He wants to change his name now. See, he was MGB squared. Then you were a proper fug.
F-U-G.
And you were Mark VV.
Mark VV. Now Mark X, and named aptly by yours truly.
But it all, in full disclosure, was because I had fever and was delusional at the time.
He was very delusional.
So I'm getting over. That's where we started. I haven't had a pipe in a week because I had a cold. I had the man flu. And anyway, let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Padre is great. Blah, blah, blah. He's great. Blah, blah, blah. He's super great. Let's not forget about the pulpit. Without that last one, he might have been known as Renaissance Piper or maybe Jambalaya Piper. I rather like Jambalaya Piper.
Maybe I'll steal that.
You might have to. You might have to. All right. In the BRTV mug, I'm actually drinking some black coffee tonight. Last time it was green tea because I thought I was having an allergy flare.
Was it a mint tea?
It was just green tea. Tonight it's black coffee.
I'm with black coffee as well.
And we're going to smoke. Okay, so we've done video 1. We did Countryside by Boswell.
Yes.
Video 2. We did Northwoods. Mm-hmm. We both placed Countryside ahead of Northwoods. Mm-hmm. Tonight we're going to do Mild English. This is part 3. There's still 4 more after tonight. 4 more of the English Sampler from Boswell.
Strap in, folks.
So, did I tell you that I was on the cover of BRTV?
You did, just a few minutes ago, actually.
I mentioned that.
Yeah, you did.
I wanted to make sure I mentioned it in the video. I mean, this is for BRTV.
It is.
So, Phil was very nice about it. He said, you know, do you have any recent photos? He said, look, it doesn't have to be like a headshot or anything, which is a polite way of saying, dude, you are so ugly. Could you figure out something else to send over? He said, for instance, Four-Eyed Piper, who's a good-looking guy, he just had his glasses on the cover. So he was, you know, he even got Four-Eyed Piper to go along with this so that my picture wouldn't have to go on the cover.
Well, he just wants you to feel better about it.
So it's my collar, it's my pipe, it's my prayer beads, my lighter, my book of common prayer, my tobacco. 90% of this on here was sent to me by Phil. Yeah. I own very little.
Phil's a very good man.
He is a very good man. He even chopped my Christmas tree out of it. And he photoshopped it with his Christmas tree because it looked better. That's true. All right. So yeah, today's the 13th when we're recording this. It won't go up till like the 21st, which means it's going to be the weekend before Christmas. And
happy Advent, by the way.
Well, thank you. O come, Emmanuel. I should have pulled the bulletin to share with you those rockin' Advent hymns that we sang, but I won't put you through that. I did want you to know that I got you a little something. Yeah. And really? I got the text from your wife that you were on your way over to the dollar store to pick me up some socks because you heard I'd gotten you a gift.
The Reese's socks? So
you just put those dollar store socks back, and this is a little something you can open on the air. On the air. Live on BRTV. It's
an elf stocking. Thank you very much.
I chose that myself.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
No, you got to open it.
Oh.
Now.
I thought the stocking was the gift.
Stocking is not the gift. You see how this is going? This is multiple.
It's a blue bag. Thank you.
You know, what does the bag say, though?
It says peace.
You know, I recorded a video today that'll go up tomorrow, which will be last week by the time you see this video, it's called How to Lose Your Peace. And that'll be on YTPC. Come on. We got to get this video moving. Phil yelled about the 40-minute one. Then we got down to 35. We haven't even lit our pipes
We're aiming
yet.
for 30.
Yeah. All right. Are you into that thing yet? Good Lord.
This is
it's
a container.
You got to remember, I was smoking a $2 estate pipe last week. Jesus. And a $1 one the week before, and he had, a $5,000 pipe. And then he brought in a $10,000 pipe. So I'm just trying to bring him back down to earth.
It matches.
How about that? Show the audience.
I have my very own mini Acolytes lighter.
There you go.
And
a
Mr. Bragg.
I got him a Mr. Bragg.
Amigo.
It's an Amigo. A number 51.
Look at this.
Look
at this. It's blue. And look at that. Look at that.
And in fact, I had to take it out of its box to fit it into that box. So hang on.
Do I smoke this tonight?
No, unless you really want to. This is the actual box it goes in. If you're going to smoke it tonight, I would recommend it comes with a filter.
Oh, okay.
I don't like their filters. I would put a Savinelli balsa wood in there.
Okay.
But you had already picked out a pipe. So let's do Merry Christmas, by the way. I hope you enjoy your
really
Mr. Bragg.
That is awesome.
You don't own a Mr. Bragg, do you?
Well, I have a couple, but not anything like that. It's not anything.
Well, wait a minute. I didn't see this on there. Why am I giving you this? Look at this. It's got artwork on it I didn't even know was on there. I don't know if you can see that or not.
You can't have it back. It's a gift.
I seriously did not know that was on there when I picked it up for you. I rather like it. Okay.
You want to trade it?
I'm
you
going
want
to
to buy it back?
I am, tonight, I'm smoking the Sabanelli Series 3. This is, what is this? A bent brandy? Is that what you would consider that?
Yeah, that would be a bent brandy.
That would be a bent brandy. Actually, I did a video about the acquisition of this pipe.
You did?
Because I thought I was getting an author, and they sent me this, and I ended up keeping it.
It's not an author.
It's not an author, but I got the author, too. That was from Ye Olde Grapevine in Grapevine, Texas.
And I am smoking a Peterson. This is from the Sherlock Holmes series. It's called the Strand. It's actually a new pipe, so I'm first time to be smoking it tonight. With that beautiful grain and that bird's eye right there. You can see it. Gorgeous pipe.
Okay, and tonight the tobacco we're doing again is Boswell's Mild English. Can I say the word without having you go into hysterics? Would you like to try the bag note?
Absolutely.
You know what it smells like to me? Latakia.
Yep. It's got that.
Latakia kind of is universal in its sniff.
It's hard to like that for a Latakia to be overridden by something else. It has to be in such low quantities.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just Latakia.
Well, you know, not to pat myself on the back, because if I do that, I'll spill my black coffee. But Rector's Blend had a little Latakia in it, and you could get it on the whiff, but it wasn't overpowering. But it was also not intended to be an English blend.
However, I will say it isn't as overpowering as
Northwoods.
No.
This is clearly a milder Northwoods. Well, a milder English. They call it mild English. I get the feeling it's mild Northwoods.
Well,
go ahead and load up.
According to the tobacco reviews,
that's what I was going to go to.
it was the
You load up, and
I did my pre.
You did a little research.
I did a little research prior to this.
This is from tobaccoreviews.com, a blend of burley. Now, this has burley in it.
Right.
You said something to the effect of you might have suspected a little burley in, was it Countryside or Northwoods now?
I want to say it was Northwoods.
I think it was Northwoods. And you said maybe it's just not mentioned. And I thought to myself, maybe because it's not in there. However, it's claimed to be in this mild English. Burley, Golden Virginia, and Cabernet has a touch of Latakia to make a fuller bodied smoke very mild. Now, I don't know how you define a touch of Latakia. Latakia. But I smell Latakia when I smell that bag note. So Burley, Cavendish, Latakia, and Virginia. It's a coarse cut.
I'll tell you what, though, you don't get a whole lot of Latakia on the draw.
On the draw? Oh. So maybe it really is a milder.
You smell it, but you don't taste it.
All right. You know, moving it around like this, maybe it's just letting the bag breathe a little. I'm picking up some of the sweetness of, I believe that's the Cavendish. I mean, it just smells like what you might consider quintessential prototypical pipe tobacco. There's a little bit of that in there. And I think that's the Cavendish. Yeah. All right, I'm going to load up. If you want to light up, I invite you to do so, and you can offer your char notes to.
He wants to get the old room note.
You know what I need? I need to work on my posture. I've been watching because usually, in YTBC, I'm the only person, and it's just my big head. But now, because the camera's further back, I've been watching that I have really bad posture. I need to work on that. You have no thoughts whatsoever on my posture, though, do you?
Sorry, I was paying attention to what I was doing.
I suspect my chiropractor does not watch my YTPC or BRTV channels. She'd probably have a cow.
When you're done packing that,
yes,
I need you to do me a favor.
Yes.
So after you finish.
Yes. I'm going to take my draw test. All right, I'm getting a room note.
There is not a whole lot of Kia.
I don't. That just smells like. You know what it smells like? It smells like when you walk into Mayan.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it smells like. It smells like there's a bunch of old guys in a room smoking. Lord knows what they're smoking. All right, you've got. I mean, you're ahead of me here. What did you need me to do?
Oh, can you open this because it's childproof?
You know, there's new rules about these videos and children.
Oh, that's right. Oh, it's going to get banned very quickly.
I'm going to let you take your... You can use my,
I got it.
if you like.
Oh, it really is. It really is difficult to open.
This is not bad. I'm not getting a lot of Latakia.
Mm-hmm. Aha.
I am getting some Latakia.
You don't get a lot of it, but it's there. I'm getting a lot of the burley.
Really? Mm-hmm. I think I'm getting Virginia.
Burley and yeah, the Virginia too, but it's not like it's bright Virginia, right? Did they say it was bright Virginia?
Golden. Yeah.
I don't get a lot of the bready notes you'd get out of like a red Virginia.
You know, I mean, right off the bat, I hate to go directly to the punchline. You know what this reminds me of? Dare I say it? It's a mild English.
It's a very mild English.
Sorry.
I mean, apropos name, I would think. Yeah.
Enjoyable, though. When I think of mild English, not... When I'm talking now mild English, I'm not talking capital M, capital E. Little, descriptor of an English blend that's mild. What comes to mind for me? Maybe skiff mixture. Which I don't know because I haven't had it so long because it's nowhere to be found.
Skiff mixture is one of those... I'm sorry, I was lost in thought for a moment. But skiff mixture is one of those kinds of pipe tobaccos that I don't think the Latakia is there, but it's not really the star. That circle again, look at that. It's not the star player. It's the that Lakeland essence that's on skiff that just kind of like it plays with the Latakia. It's such a unique.
I don't find a bunch of Lakeland, but yeah, I mean it's clearly.
What I mean is it's unique.
Yeah,
it's extremely unique. So I don't know if I'd say it's a mild English, but
I guess I'm having problems at the moment.
Could be your sniffer.
Bringing to mind, no, that's my memory. I'm trying to think of, what is a mild English? Because I've never had this blend before. So I'm thinking in myself, like, have I smoked mild English blends before?
Well, some people consider for like Frog Morton, Frog on the Log, basic Frog Morton to be a mild English.
There you go.
I think this is milder than that.
I think this is milder than that, but it's got some characteristics in common with that, where, and I would say it's Virginia.
So it touches very small bit of sweetness to it.
Yes.
It's not nearly as dry.
The
as
Cavendish, I think, you've really hit on something. Believe me, I'm not saying this is a replacement for Frog Morton at all, Frog on a Log. But it is that's what I was looking for. You're getting the Latakia. There's a spiciness that's missing from the previous two, and I guess that's because I don't think there's...
Yeah.
Well, there's no Orientals in this.
There's no Orientals in this, which is very strange to me.
Yeah. So that's missing, and I think that also cranks back... Orientals and Latakia do something to each other. They exponentiate one another. I don't know if they do or not. I just made that up. No, I really think they might.
Kind of like aromaticity. I make that up as well.
Yes, you do. So this is kind of in that arena of a Frog Morton, Frog on the Log. Now, I very briefly glanced the tobaccoreviews.com comments, and someone made reference to a topping on this and said it was an aromatic. I'm not getting that at all.
Not according to any of the paperwork.
Mm-mm. Oh, I'm not getting it. I do get a little bit, you were talking about a sweetness. I think there is enough Cavendish in here. I think it's an unsweetened black Cavendish, but it's still black Cavendish, which if you know a black Cavendish, you know a black Cavendish.
Well, I feel like the sweetness probably comes from the Virginia only because it's, like I said before, it's not as dry as Northwoods was, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's just Northwoods didn't have any sweetness. It was just there's a Latakia forward, bold English that didn't have a whole lot of other characteristics to it.
I'll tell you what I think Northwoods had going for it that I liked. Cool and smooth.
Yes.
Now, I have not yet experienced that with this mild English, but I'm going to say this, that I suspect that if you freight terrain this, you could probably warm it up.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, because I tried to do that with Northwoods, and I couldn't. I couldn't warm up Countryside. So kudos to Boswell's for that.
Well, there's more.
But I think the Virginias in this one give it a potential to heat up on you.
Yeah, I don't think Burley is necessarily a cool burning tobacco either. So I think that's between the Burley and the Virginia. I bet you would probably get a little bite from this.
Now, what this is not is a flavor powerhouse.
No. Though I don't think it's intended to be. So.
No, I guess it's not. But there it is again. I'm getting just a prototypical tobacco, pipe tobacco. And I really think it's the Cavendish, or Cavendish Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
And I do get the Latakia, you kind of have to wait and look for it. And I guess that's maybe by design, and it's just so different than this Northwoods that we had last week, which you kind of had to hide behind other stuff to not get hit by Latakia.
I think it's different. It's a whole lot different than the Countryside too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think out of the three, this is clearly the most mild.
Latakia
wise.
I think so. I'm still putting I just like Countryside. I'm still putting it up in my number one spot. Is this one better or worse than Northwoods? I don't know. They're two different blends.
For me, I think it's better. It'd be my number 2 blend out of the 3.
Based on your personal preference of taste profiles. I mean, I said something very profound 10 seconds ago. I said they're two different blends.
They are.
I think you should respond to that profundity. They are two different blends. So Northwoods is an extremely... You like that, huh? I mean, brilliant. Northwoods...
Eureka!
Northwoods is an in-your-face lat. This is not so much. And there's nothing wrong with this. And would I smoke this? Yeah. Would I stock up on it? No, probably not. And granted, we're in the early parts of this bowl. But I get the feeling, and I might be pleasantly surprised that it's going to do something different. Mm-hmm. But I get the feeling it's probably not.
Yeah.
This is what we're going to get.
Yeah, it's not particularly.
I think it's a
complex.
No, but it's a friendly smoke.
Like if you were to be introducing somebody to Englishes, and I think
yes.
we said this about Countryside, it's a good alternative to maybe Countryside to introduce somebody to, as far as just a real basic English profile. Kind of reminds me a little bit of have you had any of the Drucker and Sons blends?
I have not.
Those
are hard to come by these days.
Nowadays they are, but it's one of the GLP's
side gigs.
If you
probably not the right term for that, but
it's his main gig, but it's a side blend, of course. But I think there was one called I don't know if it was Prince's Blend or there was one that this reminds me of that. It's very light. It's so light in Latakia that it's almost not even there, but it's considered in English because it's in the blend.
Which, if I'm not mistaken, is probably not a technical definition of an English blend. My understanding of what an English blend is, and viewers, please let me know because I'm not very bright about these things. My understanding is it goes back to law. Back in the day, there was a law in the books in England You were not allowed to add flavors.
Gotta bring lawyers into this.
You couldn't add anything to the tobacco.
It's in Great Britain.
And sell it in Great Britain. Which is interesting because we're going that way thanks to the vaping industry. With
that we are.
Yeah, there's going to be no additives in terms of flavors to your tobacco.
We'll need a Brexit in the United States from the idiots in the FDA.
Well, we need a Brexit, all right, from the idiots. just Washington, D.C. in general.
I guess that's all we'll say in politics.
You know, I was watching Yardism Live a little before you showed up. Again, it's Friday the 13th, and it's Yardism's birthday. So this is like way late, but happy birthday. And he was talking about, he said, boy, there was something that just totally ticked me off. That's my best imitation of him. He doesn't quite get that excited, though. But he was watching the impeachment hearings. And I thought he was going to go all political, but he didn't. The thing that ticked him off, and as I was hearing him say it, it was ticking me off. But I don't know which congressman or women it was, but people had documents out on their desk. And it was a photographer, like, on break, they had recessed or something. A photographer was going around snapping pictures of documents. And that's really not cool. That's
probably highly illegal, too.
You know, I have a couple of diverging thought processes on that. Number one is, and this is the clinician in me, right? Having worked at a medical school for a quarter of a century, it's on me to protect confidential records.
Yeah.
Right? So if I leave stuff out and somebody takes a picture of it, that's my fault. So I do kind of blame Congress for that. However, it's Congress. You're in the halls of Congress.
Right. And
you're there by invitation of a press pass. So you really, that's just not nice. You shouldn't do that.
Sit down.
Then, okay, so that's two of my thoughts. And the third thought is, what if this congresswoman, person, woman, man, etc., was leaving documents out on purpose for someone to photograph, to leak? You never know. I mean, why do we even have to think of that way or talk about this?
The only thing I'll say about the whole impeachment process is that I've been listening to this stuff on NPR on a fairly daily basis just to kind of get a gist on how this all plays out.
And you've invoked NPR, so I feel like I should go, yes, yes. I do say, chap, what was it you heard on NPR?
But does anybody else agree with me that that you realize the government in the United States and just the process of everything is overly complex and just extremely bloated?
See, I guess I have a slightly different opinion of that. When I think of government, I think of dumbasses. That's about as far as I can get with it.
That's very true.
But
they're talking about like this, according to Article RCH 11611, like you can't do this thing that you said. I'm like, what?
I say dumbass. Keep going.
What is all this? This is just
dumbass.
No layperson is going to understand any of this.
Dumbass.
That makes sense.
That's all I can say to that. That's my thoughts.
Or the fact that there are people that are currently only in the impeachment hearings that served in the Clinton impeachment hearings.
Dumbasses. You know what the real dumbasses
Term limits.
are? The real dumbasses, are the ones who sent them there. Look in the mirror, because that's us.
This is very true.
There's no denying that in the United States of America, the greatest country ever to grace the face. I say that with humility. But we get exactly what we deserve because
we do, very much so.
We, of any other nation on earth, we choose the idiots, the dumbasses that we send to Washington. So
please vote. I guess that's what. Please vote.
Unless you're a dumbass, then please stay home and don't vote. I'm okay saying it. If you're a dumbass, you don't need a vote.
If you vote somebody because you like the way they talk or the they're pretty or attractive, don't stay home.
You know, I have to do something very rude. Excuse me. I just had to. It's it's Mucinex, you know. I'm still on the cold.
Not the Metamucil?
Not the Metamucil. That was a little pre-show banter that fortunately we did not record.
But it made its way in it anyway.
It made its way into this, you know. You take the wrong medication. Meant to take Mucinex, took Metamucil.
As the tight draw suddenly becomes a loose draw.
And you can see how grown men can easily revert to being 12 years old again. Even with pipes.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. I do say, old B. All right. Does that really get into a 30-minute mark? Good Lord. Okay. So we probably need to be wrapping this up. Mild English has not changed for me from the moment I chawed it until now.
Nope.
It is, I think it's aptly named. You could call it mild pipe tobacco, or you could call it mild smoke, or mild morning, or mild skies. It's just mild. That's the descriptor.
It blows me away. It's like some blends, they're so light. You can smell the Latakia in the bag note.
Which you could with this.
But when you put it in the pipe, it just does not translate that way. And that's, most aromatics are kind of like that, where you put an aromatic, you smell the aromatic, it smells like strawberries and cream in the bag, and then you put it in the pipe. And
strawberries and cream, good Lord.
And it just doesn't taste like that at all. So I think, but Latakia, I've always considered English as to be an aromatic tobacco. Like, the Latakia in and of itself is such a flavorful...
Well, I mean, but everything then would be an aromatic.
I guess, but it's...
When I think aromatic, I'm thinking of an artificial topic, right?
Yeah,
fake cherry, fake peaches, whatever. Latakia is natural.
But my way of thinking is not necessarily out of the realm of...
It borders on being psychotic at times, but other than that, it's not out of the realm of anything. You're right.
I guess we can have you can lay down on the couch and you can...
Psychoanalyze you.
Psychoanalyze me.
You know, I don't think I ever got to this. Your little bag said peace. Did I say this?
You did.
I did mention the screw tape letters?
No.
No. Okay, so if by the time you watch this video, last week I would have posted a video on YTPC called How to Lose Your Peace, with a little segment from screw tape letters about peace. Yeah. Did I say that? I don't know if I said that or not. I'm saying it now.
Did you tweet about that?
I haven't. In fact, I owe a tweet to Phil because I was getting ready to go into a lunch meeting when I got a message from, hey, your issue. I got my own issue. He said, your issue of BRTV God is out. It's live. And I said, oh, that's awesome. I can't wait till I finish this lunch meeting. I'm going to go read it and I'm going to tweet it. And I read it and I never got to tweet it yet. So I got to go tweet it. My issue. My issue. Again, he was very polite about the mugshot. And, you know, it's just because I'm old and I have bad eyes and I get this large print edition. No, this is, you know, BRTV Guide's done on a PDF and I just use the church copy here to print this out. Let me read you some of the stuff in here because this is... It's really creative the way he does these things, right? There's a little message and a Christmas message from Padre Piper, a.k.a. the Jambalaya Piper.
Jambalaya Piper.
Yeah. Look at that. Saturday, 9 a.m., BRTV, Smoking Through the Sampler. 10 a.m. on the BRT Public Access channel, Goatman Stevie is going to do Boswell's Christmas Cookie, which is one of their best sellers.
Delicious one.
Yeah. Noonish. I love that. Noonish on the YTPC. Piping artist Steph and Perique Piper Skip. Noonish on Saturday.
Perique Piper.
Noonish. I think it's kind of like when they wake up and they've had breakfast and enough coffee in them and they're like, let's light a pipe.
It says times may vary.
Yeah, times, that's right. Check your local listings. Northeast Piper UK is at 2 o'clock. London Callings at 6:30 on Saturday. I mean, this is really, but check this. This is a new one. Boca to Boynton. Pipe smoking with manatees. That's That's an actual channel.
I'm going to have to watch that.
Yeah. He tweeted that one just recently. We got this is great. Sunday morning, 9 a.m., channel 10. You can watch CBS Morning News. Here's what it says about that. Kicking off the news week with all the lies and spin they want you to believe. There's just some funny stuff that's worked in here. There really is. He puts a lot of effort into this little publication.
So if you don't sit there and read it, you should.
You should. Go through it. It's a lot of fun. And take the sponsors seriously, too. That's important because, this really comes together because of the sponsors. And so,
very much so.
We got Zombie Nation story number 1, YTBC 9 p.m. on Friday. Anyway, look at that. There's a full-page article.
About from the jambalaya piper.
Yes. We got George Burns going on here.
George Burns.
So, and we got at the back page here, Phil's review. You know who wrote that? Phil. Mm-hmm. And the very back page, back cover, we got old Santa Claus. Everybody loves a good smoke, Santa says.
Smoking Edgeworth.
Yes, indeed. So, this, okay, it's mild.
It's mild English.
They call it in English. Closing thoughts from you.
Yes.
I haven't had a pipe in a week, and I can tell you there's no nicotine to speak of with this.
No, not really. It's definitely to beat a dead horse. A mild English, and it would not. I don't think I'd smoke it again, to be honest. But that's just me.
On the strength scale of mild to strong, where would you put it? I place it squarely at mild. Well, before we close, I think it's important to say, all the seasonal stuff. But before we even get to that, I think it's also important to say that we go out of our way on this channel to make sure that we don't put our nuts on the table.
Should I show?
You show your nuts.
Got a can of nuts.
Again, usually how easy it is for grown men to become 12-year-old boys in just a matter of...
I don't know where you're going with that, to be honest. I just... glad you worked it in, though.
Yeah. I mean, it only took me a half an hour, but... We have now shown our nuts, and I think it's time for us to say again all the seasonal greetings and such. We're still in Advent as we record this. Happy Advent. Happy Friday the 13th, even though this won't be up until like the 20th or 21st. Happy birthday, Yardism. I think we've said that. You have a kid yet? Well, you do have one kid. We have a new kid?
The ultrasound is... not the ultrasound. The inducement has been scheduled for December 27th at 12.
Wait, last time you said it was 26th.
Well, they got the official word from the ER, or where they do the
ER?
Not the ER, but the surgical scheduling team or whatever.
You have no clue what you're
talking about. I'm just making up words. But the inducement is scheduled for 12:30 in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah,
why?
I don't know.
Okay.
That's the time slot we got it.
And if this video goes any longer, that's the time slot Phil's going to put us in. So, congratulations on your upcoming kid.
Thank you.
It might be here in a couple weeks.
There might be a BRTV show premiering at the same time slot.
So we got to get the other 4 done before you get real busy. Woo. And seasonal greetings, happy holidays, happy Hanukkah. If that's your thing, Merry Christmas if that's your thing. Did I leave anything out? Festivus for the rest of us.
Yeah. Happy Festivus for
all
the rest
that
of us.
Good stuff. In all seriousness.
Airing of grievances?
I got to go to a poll before we air the grievance. You got to put the poll on.
Yeah, you have to do the wrestling match.
Yes. All right. It's mild. It's English. It's Boswell's Mild English. This has been video 3. On behalf of
Mark X,
I'm Padre, wishing you and yours God's peace, grace, and blessings. We really suck at this.
It's funny, though. We'll get a kick out of it.
Oh,